In this part of the course, we will introduce the Urban Tulu, an affordable housing project built on the outskirts of the large city of Guangzhou in the Guangdong province of China. This project was completed in 2008 and was shortlisted in the 2008-2010 cycle of the Aga Khan Award for Architecture. The developer behind the project was Shenzhen Vanke Real Estate Company, one of the biggest real estate developers in China. The Tulu housing project is part of a larger residential neighbourhood with mid- and high-rise housing blocks developed to cater for middle and high-income groups. However, according to governmental regulations, some of the units in the development area should be allocated to low-income families. This meant that each dwelling unit should be rented to families and limited to a maximum occupancy of 5 persons. Additionally, the residents were not allowed to own a private car. These circumstances would determine the developer's choice of the site for the affordable housing block in the least desirable part of the project's area, in one of its peripheral locations, next to a busy highway. Despite the governmental requirements and the pragmatic site selection, the chairman of the real estate company saw in this project an opportunity to engage in an experiment that could eventually reveal new possibilities for their future real estate developments. To pursue this goal, they invited Urbanus, an architectural firm renowned in China for their experimental approach to architecture. The architects involved in this project were Liu Xiaodu and Yan Meng, 2 of the partners of the firm. In the commission to the project, the chairman of the Shenzhen Vanke Real Estate Company produced a special requirement that would become an essential aspect of this project. He asked the architects to develop a project based on the traditional Tulus found in the rural areas in the Fujian province. What are the characteristics of the Tulus that seem to have caught the attention of the Vanke's chairman? The Tulus of the Fujian province are characterized by their large, fortified, earthen structures, typically circular or rectangular in shape. These multi-storied buildings house multiple families and are designed for communal living. Their shape and size also provide protection against potential invaders. The traditional Tulus are built with thick, earthen walls made of compacted earth mixed with stone, bamboo, and wood, providing insulation and protection. A central courtyard is surrounded by the living quarters, and the buildings often have a single main entrance, enhancing their defensive capabilities. The Tulus are renowned for their unique architectural style, blending practicality, social cohesion, and security. The architects accepted the challenge and developed several studies to incorporate the program of requirements in the shape and formal characteristics of the traditional Tulus. Eventually, their studies resulted in a new type of affordable housing, the Urban Tulu. Urbanus's Tulu housing project sought to reinterpret traditional rural Tulu houses in a modern context, integrating this unique architectural form into the urban landscape along contemporary housing typologies. Additionally, the architects focused on the improvement of adequate living conditions, creating affordable apartments for low-income residents, ensuring each unit met minimum space requirements and was well lit, ventilated, comfortable, and secure. Socially, the design encouraged community interactions and provided a welcoming environment for new migrant workers, the intended occupants. The Tulu housing project presents a unique geometric configuration based on the combination of different elements. The most distinctive is the circular block, with an outer diameter of 72 meters and 7 floors above the ground level. It gives the project its distinctive character and sets it apart from the neighbouring buildings. In the courtyard defined by the circular block, the architects designed a square building defining an inner courtyard. The height of the blocks facing the square courtyard decreases from the 7 floors of the wing attached to the circular block to 5 floors, creating a dynamic roofscape. The square block has an underground floor, where several communal facilities and amenities are located. The circular block and the square block are connected by flyover galleries, that provides several options for the circulation in the interior of the complex, connecting its different environmental conditions and offering abundant possibilities for social interaction. At this point, let us share with you some important data about the Tulu housing project. The site where the project was built had a surface area of 9,141 meters squared. The blocks include 287 units divided in 245 family apartments of 40 meters squared, 24 dormitories, also with 40 meters squared, and a small hotel or inn with 18 units, 558 meters squared. Considering a maximum of 5 people per dwelling unit, the project has a capacity to accommodate more than 1,000 residents. At the time of construction, the cost per square meter of the whole complex was $300. Considering the level of sophistication of the design, including the formal and typological characteristics and quality of the materials used, we can argue this cost compares very favourably both with standard projects of affordable housing built in the same region and in other parts of the world that have similar characteristics in terms of labour and material costs. The occupants of the building cannot own cars. This factor influenced the design of the project and eventually contributes to strengthen the pedestrian activity in the different open spaces created in the project. The apartments are meant for low-income people such as taxi drivers, cleaners, waiters and waitresses, and providers of the household help. In 2010, the income of the typical residents ranged between 1,000 and 2,000 renminbi, around $150 to $300. Despite its label as affordable housing, the Tulu housing project has also attracted residents of higher income, living alone or in small families of 2 or 3 persons. This factor contributes to make the Tulu housing project a relevant case study to investigate how mixing different socio-economical groups can contribute to create more inclusive living environments, illustrating what can be labelled as social architecture and presented as an example for further dissemination and replicability.